Have you ever wondered how the United States came to be the superpower that it is today? This story begins in the early 17th century, when European settlers began to establish colonies along the eastern coast of what is now known as the United States. The English, Dutch, Spanish, and French all sought to stake their claim in this new and promising land, each bringing with them their unique cultures, customs, and aspirations. Yet, the dream of a new life was not without its struggles. The colonists faced harsh winters, unfamiliar terrains, and conflicts with Native American tribes. As the colonies grew and prospered, so too did a sense of distinct identity among the colonists. They were no longer simply Europeans in a foreign land. They were Virginians, New Yorkers, Massachusetts men and women. This unique identity began to chafe under the heavy hand of British rule, leading to growing unrest and eventually rebellion. The year was 1776, and the air was thick with the spirit of revolution. The colonists, now identifying themselves as Americans, declared their independence from British rule on the 4th of July. This monumental event was marked by the signing of the Declaration of Independence, a document that boldly asserted the rights of individuals and the sovereignty of the United States. Yet, declaring independence was one thing, achieving it was another. The Revolutionary War ensued, a grueling and bloody conflict that lasted for 7 long years. But the Americans were steadfast, and with their victory in 1783, they finally earned their freedom. But the formation of the United States was not complete without a guiding document, a constitution that would lay the foundation for a new kind of government. In 1787, the Constitution was drafted, establishing a republic where power was vested in the people and their elected representatives. Thus, with the ratification of the Constitution, the United States of America was born. The newly formed United States was not without its challenges. As we delve into the early history of America, we are met with a period of rapid expansion and intense conflict. The early 19th century was a time of westward expansion, as pioneers, driven by the spirit of manifest destiny, ventured across the continent in search of new lands and opportunities. This was an era of great discovery, but also of great displacement, as indigenous populations were pushed further and further from their ancestral homes. But as the nation expanded, so too did the divisive issue of slavery. The southern states, with their agrarian economies, relied heavily on this inhumane institution, while the northern states, increasingly industrialized, sought to abolish it. This fundamental disagreement over the morality and legality of slavery led to growing tensions between the North and South, ultimately culminating in the American Civil War. The Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865, was a brutal and bloody conflict, claiming the lives of more than 600,000 Americans. But it was also a pivotal moment in the nation's history. The war ended with the Union's victory, and with it, the abolition of slavery. The 13th Amendment, ratified in 1865, forever outlawed this practice, marking a significant step towards equality. However, the end of the Civil War did not mean an end to the nation's struggles. The Reconstruction era that followed was a time of great upheaval, as the country grappled with the aftermath of war and the challenge of integrating millions of newly freed African Americans into society. It was a period of significant political and social change and set the stage for the civil rights battles to come. The end of the Civil War marked a new era for the United States, but not without its share of struggles. As we move forward in our exploration of American history, we will see how these struggles have shaped the nation we know today. As the country healed from the Civil War, it soon found itself on the path to becoming a global powerhouse. The late 19th century witnessed the United States undergoing a remarkable transformation known as the Industrial Revolution. This era was characterized by rapid industrial growth, technological advancements, and the rise of large-scale corporations. The country's economy boomed, cities expanded, and the United States began to emerge as a leading industrial power. The dawn of the 20th century, however, brought with it the ominous clouds of war. The United States, initially a bystander, was drawn into the turbulent waters of World War I. The country played a pivotal role in achieving victory for the Allies, but the war left deep scars on the nation and the world at large. Yet, the United States emerged stronger economically, bolstered by its industrial might and capacity to produce war materials. No sooner had the echoes of the Great War faded than the world plunged into yet another catastrophic conflict, World War II. Once again, the United States found itself in the thick of the battle. The country's industrial prowess was a key factor in the Allied victory, as it produced a staggering amount of war goods, from tanks and planes to ammunition. The war, however, took a heavy toll on the nation, both in terms of lives lost and resources expended. Despite the hardship, the aftermath of World War II saw the United States rise to unparalleled prominence on the global stage. The country's economy boomed, fueled by post-war reconstruction efforts and technological advancements. The United States established itself as a global leader in politics, economy, and military might. The end of World War II marked the beginning of a new global order, with the United States at its helm. The country's journey from the ashes of the Civil War to the pinnacle of global power is a testament to its resilience, innovation, and spirit. The United States, once a fledgling nation, had become an indomitable force that would shape the course of the 20th century and beyond. Post-World War II, the United States found itself in a Cold War, a battle of ideologies with the Soviet Union. This was not a war fought with guns and bombs, but rather with words and ideas, a chess game played out on the global stage. This Cold War was marked by a series of high-stakes events, including the Korean War, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and the Vietnam War. These events, while not directly between the United States and the Soviet Union, were proxy wars, each side supporting opposing factions in an effort to spread their own political ideologies. Parallel to this, the civil rights movement was taking shape in America. This was a time of immense social change as African Americans, women, and other marginalized groups fought for equal rights. It was a time of Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech, of Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat, and of landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act. Meanwhile, the space race was heating up, with the United States and the Soviet Union vying for dominance in outer space. This competition led to some of the most significant technological advancements of the 20th century, including the Apollo moon landing, a moment that united people around the globe in awe and wonder. As the 80s rolled in, the tensions of the Cold War began to ease, and the Berlin Wall, that stark symbol of division, was finally torn down. This momentous event signaled the end of the Cold War and the beginning of a new era of cooperation and peace. But this was not the end of America's story. The country was on the brink of a technological revolution. The rise of the internet, a product of American innovation, would forever change the way we live, work, and communicate. It opened up a world of possibilities, reshaping industries and creating new ones. The fall of the Berlin Wall marked the end of the Cold War, but the United States' global influence continued to grow. With its technological prowess and its role as a global leader, the United States stepped boldly into the 21st century. Entering the 21st century, the United States faced new challenges and opportunities. Following the dawn of the new millennium, a series of events would shape the nation's trajectory in unprecedented ways. In the early morning of September 11, 2001, the world watched in horror as the Twin Towers fell. This act of terror, now simply referred to as 9/11, not only claimed the lives of nearly 3,000 people, but also redefined America's sense of security. The aftermath of this tragedy led the United States into a prolonged war on terror, a conflict that has had far-reaching impacts both at home and abroad. Moving on to the year 2008, the United States grappled with a different kind of crisis. The collapse of major financial institutions triggered a global recession known as the Great Recession. Millions of Americans lost their jobs and homes, and the ripple effects were felt worldwide. It was a sobering reminder of the interconnectedness of our global economy. Around the same time, the rise of social media began to reshape society. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram became integral parts of daily life, transforming the way we communicate, share information, and perceive the world. This digital revolution has also raised important questions about privacy, misinformation, and the influence of technology on our lives. Fast forward to the year 2020, the world was hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. The United States, like other nations, faced significant challenges in combating the virus and mitigating its impact on public health and the economy. The pandemic has underscored the importance of resilience, adaptability, and the power of collective action. As we stand today, the United States continues to be a global leader, shaping the course of history. It is a nation that, despite its trials and tribulations, has shown an unwavering ability to evolve, adapt, and rise above. It is a testament to the enduring spirit of the American people and a beacon of hope for the future. We hope you enjoy our video, and if you want to know more interesting facts on more different topics, then please show us some love with a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.